Hello and welcome to another video. Today we're taking a look at the Accessory Figuarts for the first Figuart era Kamen Rider 01. As of right now, Kamen Rider Cheetah is up for pre-order, so if you like the design of that, go ahead and pre-order that. As well as one of his upgrades from the Hopper and Falcon combined one, the Metal Crusher thingy, whatever. I'm not going to pick that up. I'm not going to bother until they reveal the final form for 01. But I have pre-ordered the purple and the pink one, as well as Falcon himself, so I look forward to reviewing those. And yes, speaking of the Falcon, his sword comes in that, and it's not here. And there's also no bike for this yet, so they're moving accessories into the second rider. That's a little bit confusing, but whatever. Let's see how well this figure stands on its own. But before we do that, do be sure to click the subscribe button down there somewhere if you haven't done so already. And if you like what you see here, click the thumbs up button, share it with other people that will find it useful. And you can also support this channel via Patreon or watching videos with adblock turned off. Without further ado. Kamen Rider 01 stands just under 16 centimeters, and by the way, there is a sort of UV reflective thing on all of the yellow parts. Supposedly, I do not have a UV light, but it kind of looks like that when like under UV light and stuff. So yeah, whatever. Aside from the relaxed hands attached to the figure in the box, he also comes with a pair of fists, a pair of posing hands, a pair of item/bike holding hands, and one right hand pointing forward. You know this is Aito or whatever he does. And that's it. He doesn't come with any accessories. If you want any accessories, his sword comes with the blue rider that's coming out soon, Falcon. I spotted a Gashapon release. It's supposed to come out in May or July, where there are 4 separate pieces. One is a belt in a briefcase, and that comes with the progress key in closed mode. There's a Gashapon with the robot earpieces. There's a evil robot belt thing, and then a camera for Kamen Rider DK, though it says 1/12 scale, so that's annoying that it's sort of like figure DLC, if you know what I mean. There's one more piece that's sort of accessory, and that's you can remove the progress key from the belt. There are no sticker details there whatsoever, except for that tiny logo there that shows through the hull of the driver. So that's cool, I guess, but if you want this again in closed mode, you're gonna have to wait for that Gachapon release. And you know, I somewhat get it that this figure is sold for a slightly cheaper price, but come on, they seem to be really cheaping out on a lot of stuff here, and that's just annoying. Aside from that though, the figure itself does look pretty decent. On top of the head there, this plastic is hard plastic, so be careful with the horns there. Nice red line detail on the top, that looks pretty good. And all the way around, the helmet itself does look pretty nice. Just like in the show, this looks kind of weird, like they're just sticking the front piece onto the suit, which is probably what they're doing, but the back head just has that weird matte finish to it that looks a little bit odd. Down the torso though, the armor there looks really nice. The whole body shape actually looks really good, and I really like these shoulder pads as well. They remind me more of something like a diver's suit and just how it all fits nicely together. The silver lining also looks pretty good, and the red lining there is also painted quite nice as well. I did notice that some people saying that, hey, the yellow paint is rubbing off already, and I can see sort of one mark on mine, but otherwise mine is fine. Moving down to the boots, they look pretty good as well, and the shoes do look a little bit bulky, but that's due to the armor changing gimmick. Back to the belt itself, it is painted and molded very nicely, and of course molded in transparent plastic, hence you can see the logo shining through. And this isn't like the DK Figuarts, for example, where the gimmick is that we can't actually see the logo. No, you can see that logo very clearly. So if you get more of these figures later and have more progress keys, you can probably just, you know, swap and replace them, and for I don't know what kind of display purposes. Quick look at the back there, the armor also looks pretty nice, and yep, overall this figure does look pretty good. In terms of articulation, this is a very basic body shape, so he should have maximum Figuarts articulation ideally. So double neck joint, and the neck joint is hidden very well for the most part, except well there. So look up, look down, sideways, sideways. You can't really look up too much. Some people have been saying his neck's a bit too long. Yeah, maybe a little bit when he's looking up, but for the most part it doesn't look wrong at all. Torso can bend back a lot, but not too far forward because this arm piece has no hinge on it. I feel like they could have hidden a hinge in there somewhere, kind of like the Kabuto armor, but they haven't done that. And got full rotation here, sideways, sideways, Some people saying also that this shoulder pad does get in the way of articulation. Let's see, although it doesn't look quite natural. So it can go far that far. Full rotation here, like a dumbbell joint here. Double elbow joint. Hand is on a peg, ball peg, and swivel. So yeah, I don't really have a problem with this. Like even like up here for some of his henshin poses, after henshin poses, you can see still move this shoulder up quite a little bit. Some people saying like, oh, you're gonna swap, like break the peg in there and put a little piece of fabric in there and glue it back to like customize it. But no, I'm not gonna do that. I have no problems with this whatsoever. Belt is loose, that's great. Leg goes up. How far can he go sideways? Not too much. He can't really do a kick, can he? Oh, actually no, he can. Just move that leg down. There we go. Sideways, and just like real bones, they have a extra piece there to hide the gap in the joint. That looks pretty good actually, especially for the price you pay for this. Up, back, double knee joint can kick his ass, his own ass. Foot forward, foot back, toe forward, toe not forward. And here's a quick look at the bottom of the shoe. So overall, in terms of the head sculpt, it looks pretty good. The eyes are pretty nice as well. The overall body sculpt and the belt sculpt especially are also quite excellent. The paintwork is a little bit off. A lot of people complaining about the yellow being a bit too plasticky, but that's kind of how it looks in the show. Maybe they could put a little bit of a matte finish to it and it might look better. While I don't have any UV lights to shine on this, this is a very UV susceptible plastic, so if you do have UV lights, your figure is going to look great, I guess. In terms of articulation, the figure is decent enough. Because of his body shape, he does have a lot of movements, and I don't have problems like some other people have with the shoulder pads. In terms of accessory count, this figure is absolutely disgusting. I mean, his price costs just a little bit more than Bill when that first came out, or Zio when that first came out, and he just lacking so much. He doesn't even come with his progress keys in closed mode, and as mentioned, there is a Gashapon release where it is included, so that's action figure DLC. And actually no, that's not DLC, that's action figure loot box microtransactions, because it's from a Gashapon toy. That's just very frustrating. And as mentioned earlier in the video, his weapon comes with another rider. But why? It's... huh? When the weapon was coming with the rider's bike, that at least makes sense because it's still like with his rider, it's still his gear. But when you put it with another rider, it's just a bit weird. It's like buying a Superman figure to get some bat grapple guns or batarangs. It's like, what? So does this figure hold up to the price it's being sold for without all of those accessories? If you can get this figure at his original retail price, around 200 Hong Kong dollars, then I guess okay, it's fine. It still could have come with maybe 1 or 2 extra hands, maybe, and the progress key, but it's okay. But if Bandai was to skim it even more, I'm gonna be really pissed. I'm already kind of pissed right now, but I'll be really pissed if they skim this down even more. As of right now, it's just on the line. Like, the figure itself is pretty good, but it is frustrating. If you get it for a discount, great. If you're getting it for like a marked up price, then maybe think twice before getting it. You must really like this series or this character before picking this up. And unfortunately, or fortunately, the series itself has been pretty good and the characters have been pretty good and the suit designs have also been pretty good. So I guess yes, get it, but I just really wish that they wouldn't like keep thinning down on these releases. Subscribe, suggest, and comment below, and guys, take care and have a nice day. I'll see you guys soon. Bye bye now.